The call came at 2:07 a.m. My head of security spoke with a calmness that felt rehearsed, almost too steady. "Sir, we got a breach at your mountain cabin." I didn't answer right away. I just lay there, staring at the ceiling, letting the weight of that word sink in. Breach. That's impossible. I finally muttered, my voice rough, my chest hollow. No one's been there since my wife passed. There was silence on the other end, followed by a sharp breath. "Sir, the alarm was shut off 5 minutes ago, using your wife's fingerprint." A chill cut through me. That place had been locked since the funeral. Only she and I had ever held access, codes, prints, everything. Before I could reply, my phone buzzed again. Unknown number, but I recognized it instantly. Her number. I answered. A voice came through, low, steady. Not hers, but close enough to split me open. "You should have left it alone." Then silence. The call ended. I sat in the dark, clutching the phone so tightly my hand shook. For a fleeting moment, I allowed myself to believe the unthinkable, that she had returned, or maybe never left at all. The next morning, I didn't head to the office. I drove to the cabin instead. The air was sharp and biting, the kind of mountain cold that sears the lungs. The cabin stood just as I had left it, frozen in time, like a shrine to her. But the lock, cleanly disengaged. No scratches, no signs of force. Someone had stood there deliberately, pressing a finger that should have belonged only to her. Inside smelled faintly of pine and old smoke, and her perfume, subtle, lingering, as if the air itself remembered her. On the mantel sat our wedding photo, tilted, crooked, touched. That was the first fracture inside me. If someone wanted me to think she was alive, why? And why now? I opened her old closet. Dresses hung neatly, sealed in plastic. But one hanger stood empty. Not lost. Removed. I shut the door. My pulse stayed calm, but my mind screamed. Some truths die with the body. Others claw their way back. So I began quietly. Betrayal teaches a man restraint. Rage blinds, discipline reveals. First, the call logs. Her phone, dead since the day of her funeral, showed reactivation just 2 weeks ago. Same number, same ID. Second, the security system. Her fingerprint had been scanned not once, but 3 separate times in the last month. Each reading perfect, each one genuine. I told no one. Secrets rot fastest in daylight. But at night, memories clawed at me. The last weeks before her death, her absences, her faraway stare, the way she gripped her phone whenever messages lit the screen. I'd called it grief, stress, because love blinds men. Now I called it something else. Preparation. Suspicion hardened into belief. She hadn't died. She had walked away. And the fingerprints weren't mistakes. They were invitations. That night, I poured myself a drink, watching the dark press against my window. One thought repeated in my mind. Find the truth. Tear it open. 3 days later, I had proof. DNA. I pulled a strand of her hair from a brush I had kept. My team ran it against fresh samples from the cabin. The match was exact. She was alive. And worse. She had orchestrated everything. The insurance payouts. The funeral. The staged accident. The trail led to a hidden account in her maiden name. Millions, drained straight from policies I had signed out of trust. That evening, I sat across from her. She hadn't expected me to find her. Not so soon. Her face paled as I slid a folder across the table. Evidence, DNA results, bank records, phone logs. "You're supposed to be dead," I said quietly. Her lips parted, closed again. Tears welled, not sorrow, but fear. I didn't yell. I didn't strike her. I leaned back, cold, detached, the kind of calm more terrifying than anger could ever be. "You should have stayed gone." Her hands trembled. She tried to speak. I cut her off. "It's already filed. The sheriff has everything. By tomorrow, you're exposed. No money, no lies, nothing left." Her mask cracked. Panic spread across her face like wildfire. Her scheme was crumbling, not because I shouted, but because I was already beyond her. I left her in that dim kitchen, surrounded by the ruins of her double life. Driving home, I felt no victory, no warmth, just clarity. She had tried to bury me in grief. She had fed on my trust, my love, my blindness. But betrayal doesn't just wound, it scorches everything rotten clean. By the time the sheriff called the next morning, she was already in custody. Her words echoed in my head, cold and mocking. You should have left it alone. No, I should have ended it. And I had. Final truth. I didn't lose a wife. I buried a ghost and walked away untouched.